8th graders, welcome to your 9th grade planning presentation.
What is our agenda for today? We will be talking about high school graduation requirements, high school planning, and then we'll be completing a form to get some information from you so that we can plan for next steps towards high school and eventually graduation.
As you think about heading to high school, we start to consider graduation requirements. We will start by explaining the general New York State graduation requirements. All students will work towards a Regents diploma or a Regents diploma with advanced designation. A diploma is your ticket out of high school, so it's the proof that you have met all of the necessary requirements. The chart on the right shows what you need to be able to graduate. To earn your diploma, you need credits. Credits are earned when you pass a class and pass the final exam. A passing grade is 65, and your attendance counts towards earning a credit as well. You earn 1 credit for each full year class that meets every day. Many people will earn more than 22 credits during their 4 years in high school, but 22 is the minimum requirement. You will also notice that there are some specific requirements, like health. You need at least half a credit to be able to graduate. And PE, you'll need 2 full credits over the 4 years that you spend in high school, which works out to be a half credit every year, which is just what you're doing right now, taking PE every other day. You also need a certain number of electives and your world language. Some of you are earning high school credit right now by taking your language, living environment, and/or algebra. At the end of each school year, you will take final exams. There are 2 types of exams that you'll hear about: local exams, which your teachers create, or Regents exams, which the state creates. You will also need a certain number of Regents exams in order to earn your diploma. As you look at the chart, notice the highlighted differences between the diploma types. This information is important to keep in mind as you start planning for high school, but your high school counselors will review this information with you each year as you plan your schedule and talk about your future goals. So next, Ms. Williams is going to talk to you a little bit more about what will actually be in your schedule in 9th grade.
At IHS, just like at Dake, there will be 9 periods in your day. This slide shows the subject areas that will be in your schedule. You will not have classes in this order, but most everyone will have these kinds of classes at some point in their day. As you can see, everyone will have an English, social studies, math, world language, science, PE and science lab, study hall or support period, lunch, and electives, which is the choice period of yours. I want to go back over a few of these courses to point out some specific details. First, when it comes to English and social studies, there are 2 levels in these subject areas. To be in World History 1 Advanced or English 9 Advanced, students need to be recommended. These recommendations are made by 4 things: your iReady scores, your in-class test scores, your overall quarter grade, and a teacher matrix, which considers things like how actively involved you are in class, how much of a self-starter you are, etc. Information about recommendations will be sent home in February. That information will also include what you should do if you were not recommended but really want to take an advanced course. Secondly, you'll also notice there is a period designated for a study hall or support period. Many students in 9th grade are recommended for a support period. If you're not recommended for a support period, we do strongly encourage you to have a study hall, as balancing the higher workload at the high school can be challenging. Lastly, you will have 1 choice period where you get to decide what goes here. This is the fun part. This can also be the tricky part because there are so many options. But don't worry, we'll give you some tips and things to consider a little later in the presentation.
This chart gives you an idea of what your future schedules may look like as you continue on at the high school. Note that you will take health in 10th grade for half a year and that you will have more choices for electives when you reach 11th and 12th grade.
Now we are going to start talking about your elective options. Like Ms. Williams said earlier, this is the fun part. It's the time where you get to think about the electives you will choose. The first step is thinking about what you're interested in and what your goals are in high school and beyond. For example, if you think you want to go to an art college and become an art teacher, then you may want to consider taking an art elective. Or if you want to become an electrician, then you might consider a technology course. If you're unsure of what your goals are or what electives you would like, consider that you will need an art or music credit to be able to graduate, so taking one of those classes could be a good start. You can refer to the graduation requirement chart that we talked about earlier as a reminder of what you will need. You can look at the list on the next slide to see what elective options you have as a ninth grader. We recommend that you also refer to the course catalog for descriptions of each class by clicking on the link on this slide. The course catalog is a book that the high school puts together describing all of the classes that are offered at IHS. Once you have decided on the classes that you would like to take, you will follow the process that will be shared with your parents in a webinar and through email on December 7th. You will enter your selection into Infinite Campus, and then you will have an individual meeting with your current school counselor to confirm your choices.
Here you will see the electives you have to choose from. Before you dive into picking, there are a few important things to keep in mind. First, remember that freshmen have one choice period in their day to fill with an elective or electives of their choice. To fill this period, you are looking to select either one credit class or two half credit classes. To know how many credits a class is worth, you check to see if there is a 0.5 or a 1 next to each course on the slide above. This number means how much credit you will earn for passing the class. For example, if you take chorus, you will take it for a full school year and will earn 1 full credit. If you take sports marketing, you will take it for half the school year and earn half of a credit or 0.5. Second, if you choose to take a music ensemble, that will fill your one allotted choice period of your day. If you are currently in a music and choose different electives to take, then you will no longer be in that music class. Some of you may be thinking about taking electives plus continuing in your music ensemble. Please note there is not enough room in your day to take an elective plus a music ensemble and keep your study hall or support period. For some students, not having a study hall might be okay, but we really encourage you to think hard about this and talk with your parent or guardian. Thirdly, some classes have a prerequisite, which means there is another course you need to take before you are allowed to take that one. For example, you cannot take Studio and Graphic Design B until you have taken Studio and Graphic Design A. Also, you will notice that some music courses require an audition and recommendation from the teacher before you're allowed to take it. Fourthly, there is a world language elective option that changes each year. Next year, it will be Russian.
So what's next? Look for a pass in your first period class if you are a hybrid learner. If you are a fully remote learner, look for a Schoology message from Mrs. Hogan. You will have an individual meeting with your counselor to review your high school plan sometime before February break. It is now time to complete the attached form as the next step in the ninth grade planning process. Thank you for watching our presentation today.